All right, hi you guys. Welcome back to school for today. You guys have been working really hard, so thank you for all of your efforts. I really appreciate you trying to just do your best. Again, it's really important that you guys watch the teaching videos because this is new information, new content, things that we haven't learned before in school, so it's not a review. So please watch these teaching videos, okay? So today you are going to be working on word problems, and it's dividing fractions, okay? So far your work has been looking great. A lot of you have been sending me pictures of your tape diagrams and your models, so good job, you guys. Keep up the good work. Okay, so today it's word problems, and in class we tend to just struggle with these word problems. So again, I'm going to read it through once, and then if you need to listen to the video again and reread, okay, as I model, I mean, it's just natural for me to read it more than once, so hey, I may read it more than once, okay? All right, so this is coming from your IXL lesson. It will be G2N, okay? That is your starred lesson, and you'll have to search it in and type in G2N. And again, it's dividing unit fractions and whole numbers. So the tricky part is figuring out what is going to be our dividend, the chunk that's being shared, and then what's going to be our not our quotient. So what will be our dividend and what will be our divisor? Okay, so let's read through it and see what we can figure out. Morgan has ordered a half-gallon salsa for a party. She has 4 bowls. How many gallons of salsa does she put into each bowl? So I want you to think to yourself carefully. She has ordered a half a gallon. So does she even have 1 whole gallon? Nope, she doesn't. She has a half of a gallon of salsa for the party. She has 4 bowls. So think to yourself, what is being shared? So if you think back to those cookie questions, I would always speak that language about cookies, and cookies are being shared by how many people? So I want you to think to yourself, is this going to be 4 divided by 1/2, or would it be 1/2 divided by 4? So let's read the question again. So Morgan has ordered a half gallon of salsa for a party. She has 4 bowls. How many gallons of salsa does she put into each bowl? So would this be 4 bowls being shared by half of a gallon? Or is it a half of a gallon of salsa being shared by 4 bowls? Maybe even meaning those 4 people. So which one makes more sense to you? Does she have 4 bowls of salsa? Nope, she doesn't, right? She has 4 bowls, but she has to share this 1/2 a gallon into each of those 4 bowls. So that's why hopefully you can see that the first step is thinking through to yourself and saying, what is the dividend? What's the chunk being shared? It could be a big chunk that's a whole number. It could be a small chunk that is a fractional amount, and that's where we're at for this problem. She has a half a gallon of salsa being shared by 4 bowls. Okay, so again, a half gallon of salsa is being shared by 4 bowls. So that math equation is going to look like this. 1/2, so we keep it. We switch the math operation. This is really 4/1, and now we flip that fraction. So instead of 4/1, it's 1/4. So that's really going to be our math equation that we're solving. We have not even gone there in class, though, because in class we would have had this discussion as we've gone through the examples. Somebody probably would have pointed it out, like, well, hey, every time we do this type of equation, we get this type of answer, okay? All right, so I want you to see that connection there. So we actually never divide fractions. We never divide them because we actually are just really multiplying them. But in order to multiply them, I took the 4, which is the same as 4/1, okay? I flipped it over. So I inverted it, and I switched the sign from divide to multiply. Now, how does that really work? Well, when I do the tape diagram or a model, so because I'm starting with a unit fraction, I'm not going to do a number line. I'm going to start with just a rectangular model. I'm going to split this in half. I'm going to shade in 1/2 of it. And now I'm going to take this 1/2 and split it into these 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3. And then I can see that this is my answer right here, that one piece. So they are going to get 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going to get 1/8. Okay. So how many gallons does she put into each bowl? Now, let's think about it. Is it reasonable? If she has those 4 bowls, and then I'll squeeze one more bowl down here, I guess. If those are her 4 bowls, how much is going to go into each of the 4 bowls? Well, we said it's going to be 1/8 of a gallon. So if we have 1/8 here, 1/8 here, 1/8 of a gallon there, and 1/8 of a gallon there, if we add up 1/8 times 4, so we could do 1/8 times 4, or we could say 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. It should all come up to be that 1/2 gallon of salsa that she had to begin with, because she has a 1/2 gallon to share out among the 4 bowls. So let's do the math with addition first. So when we add fractions, because we have a common denominator, the 8 denominator just remains as is. And when we add fractions, we add the numerators. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, tell me, is 4/8 the same as 1/2? Hopefully you can say, well, they look different with our eyeballs, but is it the same value? If I simplify this down, I could divide out that 4 and divide out a 4 here, and it leaves us with 1/2. So is 1/2 exactly the same value as 4/8? Hopefully you see that it is, right? Okay, now if I were to multiply it, so let's do a review on multiplying. So 1/8 times 4 means the same as 4/1. When we multiply fractions, you just multiply straight across. So 4 times 1 is 4. 8 times 1 is 8, and we just figured out is 4/8 exactly the same value as 1/2. Okay? All right, so that will be one type of question that you would see on your IXL lesson, G2N. Okay, let's try another one. So this will take me a minute to write this out. Let's see. All right, let's try this one. So let's say after school, all the kids on, let's just call it on B Street, play baseball for 3 hours. Let's see, everyone gets to play catcher for 1/4 of an hour. So they want to know how many kids live on B Street. Okay, I'm going to read this one again, because I'm telling you, if I were to be in 5th grade trying to figure this out when I was a kid, there's like no way I'd be getting this one. Okay? All right, so after school, all the kids on B Street play baseball for 3 hours. Everyone gets to play catcher for 1/4 of an hour. How many kids live on B Street? Okay, so I'm telling you, I probably would not know where to begin on this. This one's not as easy for you to maybe figure out what is a dividend and what's a divisor. So here is a hint. Are you ready for it? Again, if you're not sure, the first thing that Mrs. Broad said to do on the previous problem was read it, make sure you understand it. But then if you're really not sure what is the dividend, what's the divisor, write it out both ways. Is this going to be 3 hours being divided by 1/4 of an hour? Or is it going to be 1/4 divided by 3 whole hours? That's what you'll need to figure out. Okay, so I'm going to do a number line and a tape and a unit model, rectangular model for each one to see both answers. And then I want you to think about which one would be the reasonable answer. They want to know how many kids live on B Street. So again, I'm telling you, if you don't know, work it out both ways, okay? In a previous lesson this week, I put in the video that when you start with a whole number, this is a number, this is a fraction, right? When you start with a number, what's the best model to use? A number line, okay? So I'm going to do my number line, 0, 1, 2, 3. So I make my wholes nice and big, okay? Those are all my whole units. It says I have to take my 3 whole units and divide it into fourths. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So when I solve this out, I'm going to count how many units I now have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All of it equals 12. Okay, so if I think it's this equation, then it would be 12 kids live on B Street. Okay, I'm really not sure. I'm going to try this one because maybe it really is 1/4 divided by 3. So when I start with the unit fraction, Mrs. Broad's go-to model she prefers is the rectangular model. So you draw out your rectangular model, show 1/4, shade in 1/4 of them, and then you have to take that 1/4 and divide it into 3 equal parts. 1, 2 gives me those 3 equal parts, and then you can see that 1 unit right here would be your answer. So there's 1 out of 1, 2, 3 times 4. So 3 times 4 is going to be, you get 1 out of 12. So think to yourself. Let's read the question again. So after school, all the kids on B Street play baseball for 3 hours. Everyone gets to play catcher for 1/4 of an hour. So not even 1 whole hour. They get to play for 1/4 of an hour. How many kids live on B Street? Would there be 12 kids that live on B Street? Or would there be a 12th of a kid? Think that through logically. Would there be 12 kids that live on that B Street? Or 1/12 of a kid? Think about this unit fraction. This is a fractional amount. Is it more than 1 or less than 1? 1/12. This is less than 1. It means it's not even one full kid. So could this be a reasonable answer? Would this be my equation that I would solve with this model and get this answer? Hopefully you can say no, that would be incorrect. So again, you may come to some word problems where you are not sure. I highly recommend, if you can't figure it out, work it out both ways. You start with a whole number, start with your number line. Get your final answer, okay? Think to yourself, is that a logical, reasonable answer? So how many kids live on B Street? 12 kids live on B Street, okay? I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you need more support, I am here for you. So please, I don't know how you guys are doing at home if you don't let me know, okay? So I only know by looking at how much time you spend on IXL, how much time you spend on your Zern lesson. So again, if you need help, I am here to help you. We are not at the school, inside the school building, but we are still in school and I am still your teacher. So please call me, okay? I'm here to help you, okay? All right. Again, you guys can do this. Think it through carefully. Read it more than once. If it's a whole number, start with your number line. If it's a unit fraction, do your unit model. Again, I've already sent the videos out to help teach you those. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.